All right. Excuse me. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let me just get a screen up. Got a new platform for you guys. Boom. We've got Tradeovate. So I don't think it's officially on Ola Prime just yet. It will be, I think, at the end of this week or next week. But I get to test it out. So this is the Tradeovate platform. This is just a demo account. It's not actually real, but they asked me to trade on it. So I'm going to be trading on the Tradeovate platform today. It's my first time using it, so it should be fine. But how is everyone doing? Apologies, I couldn't stream yesterday. Sean Evans in the chat. Good to see you. Holy Earth. Great to see you, my friend. How is everyone doing? All right, we just opened and we're going to do NQ because we can do NQ. So we'll do a bit of NQ today rather than the ES. I'm going to have to bump up this to maybe 16. Get used to the NQ again and its small volume. Cody, good to see you. I know, we've got Tradeovate. It's coming. Eventually, finally, it's come. Oh, Neil, how are you? Good to see you. I'm so not used to the volume on NQ right now. Because I'm so used to the ES now, looking at the ES's volume, and then NQ just looks tiny. I mean, that was a very weak open, to be fair. Very, very weak open. We don't have any real levels again. So today, there's really nothing. Now, there's a bit of a gap that was just created just now on the open. But again, I'm not going to be too interested in it. Nothing on yesterday as well, in terms of gaps. We've got nothing. And then there's just nothing there. I mean, there really is nothing there level-wise. So I'm not even really interested in this gap just yet, but we'll see. Again, we're just going to have to trade purely the footprint. It's the only way. It's the only way. Crypto, hello to you. How are you? TP, overnight was dead. Was it? It was. I haven't been on the charts for quite a while. Well, yesterday. I wasn't on the charts for yesterday. Cody, same thought. Not a lot of levels to work with. Exactly. It's just the market's so up and down and so choppy. Even on like a bullish day or a bearish day, it's such like every candle is so choppy. It's not nice to trade at all. It really isn't. It really isn't. Let me just get up all the news channels, financial juice, all that kind of stuff. Make sure we're not missing anything. I get some Forex Factory up there. We've got no scheduled news coming out, so that's somewhat positive. And then we've got financial juice there. Cool. Daniel, good to see you. Ange Trader, how are you? Good to see you again. All right. Okay, now we got a bit of volume coming in to the sell side. A little bit of volume. Little bit of volume, finally. But yeah, I have never used Tradeovate in my life. I've played around with it a little bit earlier and accidentally made $2,300. Obviously, it's just demo. It's not real. But yeah, so I know like how to do the basics, basically open, close, set, take profits, all that stuff. Still going to play around a bit more. I did notice that you can actually do bid and ask volume on this. So you can get the footprint on, now this is obviously the MNQ, not the NQ. So the numbers are going to be different compared to what you see on TradingView, but you can see the footprint, but I don't know how to make it look right. I mean, it just looks, you can't even see numbers. I'm trying to like, I don't know. I need to play around a bit more with it. So I'm just going to not have the footprint up on Tradeovate. So yeah, we'll see. We'll play around with it. It's not so far, we're like with any new platform that you try out, it just takes a while to get used to it. But as long as you can, enter and exit a trade, that's really the main thing, right? Like TradingView will always be the platform for now, at least for me. It's the one I'll actually, make my trading decisions on, and then I just literally execute on whatever platform. So, best kind of accident to have. Absolutely. Coach Z, good to see you. How do you set up the volume profile on the right side in Tradeovate? Honestly, Daniel, I have no idea. It just had that. When I loaded it up, it was there already. Maybe under indicators or chart settings. This is the thing. I haven't played around with it much. I really don't know. So it just, oops, what the hell have I done? I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't know, man. It was there already by default. So cool. I was wondering if Tradeovate or NinjaTrader are better for scalpers. I will try next week's demos too. Again, I need to actually try NinjaTrader. So today I'm trying the Tradeovate. And then once they give me a login for NinjaTrader, somewhere on the stream at some point, I'll be using NinjaTrader as well. So, but it's coming. It's almost there now, finally. I've been trying and not been able to find it. Maybe ask ChatGPT. That guy knows everything. Because yeah, truth be told, Daniel, I'm completely new to this platform, so Ninja is better in my opinion with all the mods you can do to it. I'm going to take word for it there. Probably Ninja. Are you on Nasdaq or ES? I am on Nasdaq today. I am Nasdaqery. Nasdaqering it. Oh, look at this. It's just a little bit. Went to the point of control. Instant buy pressure. Wise, I mean, we had a lot of sellers, to be fair, that came in here. They managed to push the market down. We now have buyers coming in. We're seeing a little bit of, sellers getting stopped out potentially here. Little spike as we got into this candle. But there's no real urgency today. Like even the movement is slow for an open, especially NQ. It's actually quite slow. So I don't know. We'll see. When we spot something, you can see the sellers dropping out basically from the open. These guys here all dropping out. But I mean, sellers are exiting the market. So I'm really interested to see what will actually happen here. Are fresh sellers going to come in and try and take this opportunity to short the market, or are buyers just going to be able to essentially buy it back up? So 40, 50, volume is small. Some sellers coming in, buyers. I haven't really seen any truly fresh buyers come in yet, but it does look a bit like sellers are defending and entering again, but it's just the volume is shit. It's not a lot. Like normally, if the volume was a bit bigger, I'd be happy to go in for a short, but 100, a little bit better, but they instantly got absorbed, so we're not quite there yet. 15, 60. All right, there's a bit of fresh buying happening. Let's see what happens to those guys. You see, they're quite good, the buyers. They're managing to get it up. 11, 27. They're still buying 70. Yeah, see, the buyers are managing. It's why it's important to kind of wait, just see if the buyers, are they failing? These are all fresh buyers. And they're coming in pretty decent chunks. But there are some sellers at the top there pushing that number back down again. So really, I want to kind of see what happens to these buyers here. Do we get below them? Do we squeeze them out? Or are these buyers going to take out the high and continue it up? That's kind of the question now. So if we get below them, I'll be looking at potentially going short. No, buyers just spiked up, added a lot of volume. Let's see, but they are failing a bit. It's still, sellers are still giving it. Sellers are coming in a bit stronger now, 69, 60. 70. They're holding it a little bit. Looks like they're really trying to squeeze those buyers out, but the buyers are still defending. Might not be terrible. All right, I'm going to go short. Let's see. I can't tell if I'm in. What's going on? Am I in the trade? I am in a trade. Okay. All right. So to set a take profit, I can just click, and then because I went short, a buy limit there. All right. So we want to get below those buyers. We want to really get below them. And stop loss, I mean, it's got to be above there, right? So I can do a buy stop, 5 contracts. Cool. 5 not minis, micros. I don't know what all these other lines are, like this purple line. I haven't put anything on the charts. I don't know what this is. Or this red line at the bottom. What the hell's just happened there? I don't know. All right, let's keep our eye on the footprint. Let's see how these sellers are faring at the bottom. Are these buyers coming back in? But I feel like the sellers want to squeeze these buyers out. It might just happen. Now, just for absolute transparency, this is demo. This isn't real. So I haven't actually got any real skin in the game at this moment in time. It's all made up. I can full port this if I wanted to. Doesn't really matter. I know it's not the same as trading real money, but they don't have at the moment. We don't have that set up. It's purely just a tester platform. Look at these buyers. They're coming back in. It looks like we might get stopped out here. The sellers couldn't get below that black line. I mean, they peeked at it a little bit, but they just couldn't really make it happen by the looks of it. So we're getting close. And then when we saw that, we're above a big bunch of sellers there. It's not looking good. Buyers are coming in quite heavy at the top. It looks like the only saving grace would be, will sellers come back in at the high here and try push it down? But it just doesn't look like they're really capable of doing it. So unfortunately, I don't think this is going to work out. I think we're out. There are free volume profile indicators on TraderVate, but so are on NinjaTrader. Marcel, interesting. I'm still in the game here. I thought I got stopped out there. Apparently not. One ticked. I still think I don't think the seller's going to take over here. I just can't see it happening, to be honest. Buyers were pretty good. They defended that area really well, pushed it back up. I think the sellers are giving it one last shot. Look, anything can happen, but they're putting in volume, but they're not pushing it down. So it's not looking good for the sellers, to be honest. Happy to see you, Sammy. Mark, good to see you. How are you? NinjaTrader has better footprint indicators available, though. Have not seen good footprints in TraderVate. The free ones out there are not that accurate. Interesting. They do have, yeah, you're right. They do have a footprint here, but it doesn't look great, to be honest. I was trying to play around with it, but it just looks like, what is this? Like, I can't get the numbers to show. No matter how much I zoom in, they just don't appear, and I don't know how to how do you even open the settings for it? Oh, double click. Okay. Volume filter, delta, number of bars to load, that's history. See, there's no way of changing like the tick count, or as far as I can see, I don't know. It's not great. It's not great. It's not worth it. Oh, I keep clicking the chart and then it adds a freaking. I'm also going to get rid of that. All right. Let's see what is crack-a-lacking. So we just took out the high here. Sellers came in at the high, actually, which is quite interesting. That is usually slightly interesting, but they came in at the high rather than seeing a bunch of buy orders. So I'll be interested actually now to see what those sellers, if those sellers defend and put in more volume. It looks like they kind of are, to be honest. I might go short again. See if we can hold up. I'm just not. I mean, I haven't seen any buyers fail, which is the bad part. I really do want to see buyers fail before. Okay, there were some buyers instantly absorbed, but they're pushing up. They're quite good. No, instantly again. It might not be bad actually. I'm going short again. Let's see if we can do it this time. And then, we'll go back down here somewhere. Let's see if the sellers can, because there was a bit of volume came in from the buyers and then instantly sellers absorbed it. So it does look like they want to. They're just not, I don't know. They just need to add a bit more volume into the market. It is actually quite nice trading demo. I'm not going to lie. It is quite nice. There's like no emotion at all. It's just like, yeah, why not? Let's just go in short. There's no sort of double thinking anything. It's just, who cares? It is a nice feeling to trade demo. Yeah, look, the buyers keep getting absorbed. So that's quite interesting. There's a lot of sellers here who are very aggressive because we got that back, to 60 or something, and the sellers just instantly dropped it back down. So it does look like if sellers are able to, if the buyers give up a little bit here, this can plummet. But buyers haven't given up. Look, 60, 40, 18, back down to 18, back down to -1. Can you see that happen in real time? All we need now, so the seller aggression is there. It's just the buyers are still propping it up. They're keeping this market afloat right now, but they could very, very easily fail here. So we just need to see those buyers give up. Essentially, we want to stop seeing big buy numbers appearing. There's a bit of movement. Good. That's what we want to see, but we want to see a bit more than that. That was a little bit weak, and look, instantly buyers kind of absorbing it back up again. I need a little bit more. 90, 100. That's it. Okay, so that 112. That's really going to be quite an interesting area here because these are sellers who are shorting a bit lower down. They're another 100. We don't really want to get above them, I mean, we can get a little bit above, that's not a big deal, but we don't want to kind of make those guys nervous because if they get nervous, they might drop out and then this market goes back up again, right? So we want to keep them happy by trading below them. But the buyers are they're still keen. They're very, very keen, these buyers. Oh, look at that. They're coming in again. I want to see a bit more. I want to see the buyers give up a little bit. They're just a little bit too happy to jump in right now. That's all right. That's good. Let's get below there. Nice. I also don't know how to exit, actually. Should I want to exit manually? Okay, I can do it like that. Okay, cool. Oh, no, don't want to do that. What am I doing? All right, big chunk of buyers, 120. I don't like that. We need to get below that 125 quickly. 130, 12. They're still, that's it. Push that number down and get below them. Really don't let them get any traction here. That's not good. Come on. Push, sellers, push. Come on, sellers. Don't be so lame. Don't give up here. Come on. Look at these buys. Those buys got a little bit too much traction there. We need to get below them. Otherwise, this is exit. Otherwise, I've got to exit. Come on. You see the sell numbers are just not there anymore. They're not interested, the sellers. They're not really coming in with much volume right this second. They're just not interested. There's a bit more selling. The higher up we got a little bit, they're willing to jump in. So now we know that's where the sellers are happy to transact, right? So if we get higher than here, we realistically we want to get out, right? But as long as the sellers are happy, they weren't really that happy to trade, to jump in near the bottom here, which is fair enough. But as long as we don't go much higher than those sellers, now they're coming in a little bit more, but that could be also some of these buyers getting out at break even. They really got to, they got to add a bit of volume, bit of size into this market to get it going. Buyers coming back in. I will look at the chat in a moment. There we go. Come on, let's get nicely below. That's it, 105. That's a bit of stoppage happening. There we go. Nice. Well done. 65 back to 19, back to 30. Oh, that's good. I like how they cleared that level nice and quickly, but don't let them catch up. Get below that 49 quickly. Come on. That's it. There we go. You see? It can do it if it wants to do it. It can if it wants to. It's just a little bit, a little bit boring sometimes. Let me just move the footprint a bit down so you can see what's going on. We're getting close to the TP now. Come on. Little bit more. I mean, my TP is literally at the low. Whether it will actually touch the low, who knows? Because the closer you get to the low, the less chance sellers are willing to transact. So, and they say don't be a dick for a tick, essentially. In other words, meaning, if you see it start failing, just take your money rather than. It looks like it might just fail here a little bit. Come on, let's get below that 50. Now 74, 39. All right, there's a bit of sell pressure still coming in. We want to get below that 60. Drop it down. That's it. Come on. 50, 60. Buyers are reloading here. I'll take it. I'm all right. Don't be a dick for a tick, essentially. But nice. Okay, cool. Let's look at the chat. I'm still not fully used to this platform, but it's all right. I mean, it's good enough. It kind of works. Cody, it's the blue line. This is your entry. Okay, so when you enter that blue, I want to know what these lines are. I think they're just highs and lows, right? High of the day, low of the day. It looks like it. Oh no, that doesn't make sense because that would be. Oh no, that's 8 p.m. yesterday. So yeah, these are highs and lows of the day. Okay, so that green line and red line is high and low of the day. Easy. I don't know what this blue line is. Just the middle? Because it looks like it's just the middle of the. It could be that actually. It could very well be that. Sam, good to see you. How are you? I don't like TraderVate myself. I trade my TraderVate account directly from TradingView. Okay, interesting. Manu, good afternoon. How are you, Manu? Currently trading TraderVate accounts through TradingView. I didn't realize you could even do that, to be fair. Wajid, use the simple button of exit. Yep. I don't know where the exit button is, to be honest. Oh, that one there, probably. Yeah, okay. So you can just click that. All right, that's good to know. EMA, SMA. Well, this blue line here, I don't think that's an EMA because that would, it'll be a moving average, right? So it'll be like I think this is just the middle of the high and low, the midpoint. That's what it looks like. I mean, it's pretty much exactly, yeah, it's the midpoint. They're two identical. So that's the green line's the high of the day, low of the day is the red line, and then this is just the midpoint. But then what the hell is that purple line? I just realized there's another line. What? No, maybe, I don't know. Double click the line. It just adds a sell stop. It doesn't do anything. Oh. Oh, okay. What is this? I clicked it. Oh, no, that's just set an alert because I'm putting it on the price. That will happen anyway. Okay, no. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Doesn't really matter. Hey, Sammy, things look different. I like different. What's going on? Good to see you, bro. Yes, Peter. Trading Tradeovate. We're testing out Tradeovate today. It's coming very soon to Ola Prime. So I'm just testing it on a demo account. So yeah, getting used to the platform. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I think you are right. High of day, low of day, middle. Purple might be daily open. Oh, that could be right, actually. It could be the open. Where's the time? 8, 9, 10, 11. Where's it? Tick over here somewhere. So the open. Yeah, it'll be the open. There you go. Cody's figured it out. Purple is open. Light blue is middle. And okay, there we go. You figured it out. You have trade from chart feature enabled. Every time you click on the chart, it places a limit order. You can disable that. Ah, okay. So somewhere in the settings. To be fair, I quite like it actually. Because if you're in a trade, I can just boom, set the stop and take profit. So it's not too bad. I'll leave it on for now. I'll leave it on for now. But let's go to trading view, make that a bit bigger and see what we're... So we did break that low quite nicely. We did break it quite nicely. So that was just a little false move. And again, so what was interesting is the volume we saw on the breakout. I think it was last week, maybe at some point. It was a failed trade, I think, but something I pointed out that was quite interesting was normally when you hit a high, like here, we went up, this black line's the high, you would see, because we're, it's going up, so you're expecting, lots of buyers, basically, you would see a peak in buy volume, right? Because it will either be sellers getting stopped out, which will look like buyers, or buyers taking profit at a high, which again will look like buyers, right? But here we saw a little peak in sell volume. And the only situation where that could happen is actually fresh, real sellers. So someone aggressively entered a short at the high, and then we just saw it happen. Every time buyers came in, they peaked the number to maybe like 70 or something, and then instantly that 70 disappeared and went to like -5 or whatever, and you saw that the buyers just getting wiped out constantly, all in these kind of wicks at the top here. And then once the sellers kind of broke through, they were able to keep pushing it down. So yeah, it was so that's usually a good start of a good indicator. Whenever you hit a high and you see then a bunch of sell volume instantly hit actually at the high, that's real sellers, and that's usually a bit different. It's not the norm what you would normally see, and obviously vice versa as well. If you hit a low and you just see a bunch of big buyers come in, like here, actually we saw a bit of, they're not big, but we saw a bit of buyers come in at this low rather than take profits and stuff like that from the sell side. It can start indicating, all right, this might hold here, and now in order for us to get up, we need to just keep absorbing these sellers, and big buyers need to come in and push this market up. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, interesting stuff. Black and white, good to see you, man. What is bro using Trader for order flow? I'm not using it for order flow, man. I'm not using it for order flow. But apparently you can. There are some order flow tools on it. I really need to test them out properly. Have a good look at what Trader has to offer. I think, let's look at the indicator, what they got. Volume based. Let's have a look. Accumulation, distribution line, money flow oscillator, cumulative delta. That's quite good. Let's add a bit of cumulative delta in there. Why not? I don't get it. Why is it a line? All right, let's just see what it does. Okay, yeah, all right, that's right. Okay, it's done it as a chart. Okay, so this is quite cool, actually. This can be quite useful because you can see that divergence happen. You can actually use it as a form of divergence. So far, the cumulative looks pretty spot on to what you're actually seeing. So it's quite a balanced, legit market in that respect. There's no real divergence. But remember the other day when we had a massive amount of, I think it was buyers in the market and it was going down. Like that divergence was really weird. So sometimes you get it. So, okay, this could be quite cool to keep on the chart and have a look at. Quite like that. Quite like that. What else have we got? We've got the VWAP, obviously. Let's add a bit of VWAP. I know everyone loves a bit of VWAP in. There we go. We've got a VWAP there. Beautiful. Playing around with all the indicators now. I don't know what ease of movement is. I've never heard of that. Actually sounds quite interesting. What is ease of movement? Let's have a look. Line. So it's like a line. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. I guess that could be kind of like an efficiency score type thing. How easy, based on volume, how easy the market's moving. But that's kind of what we're looking at in real time with the footprint as well. So this might be quite useful. Where did it peak here? So it kind of went up. I'll have to play around with it and look at it properly at one point. I'm not going to bore you all looking at this stuff, but let's get rid of that ease of movement for now. And yeah, all right. Anyway, Eric, how are you, Eric? Good to see you. Coach, do you think Ola can bring a platform that allows for footprint? I don't know like we're introducing Trader and Trader does have a footprint, but I don't know if it will be available on the actual prop because usually it's a paid extra, to get that data. So I don't know if it will be available for every prop account. I really don't know yet, to be honest. There is a footprint chart available for Trader. People seem to find quite good. Absolutely. Cumulative delta is pretty decent on Trader, to be fair. More accurate volume than TradingView. Good. That's good to know then. That's very good to know. Yeah, I'll be interested to see any divergence using that because that's always like an easy trade. Whenever you see a divergence on the cumulative volume, along with the chart, it's usually a very nice trade. So because I don't like how TradingView's one is literally just at the bottom as numbers, so you have to kind of mentally. Do you know what I mean? Not do math, but it's harder. It's not as easy to spot the divergence. Whereas when it's like this, like literally like candlesticks, beautiful, really beautiful. Sammy, every time you take a day off, I blow up my account. Oh man, it happens. I apologize, CT content. That's not good. That is not good. I'll try not to take any days off. So let's have a look. What is the footprint showing us today? I'm going to update the low from here. So we do have a gap at the bottom here, I believe. I don't think it was no, we don't anymore. There's no gap. I lied. There is no gap. There's nothing, man. There are no low volume nodes as such because there just really isn't much to trade off today. It's been like that for a few days. It hasn't been nice, these markets. They haven't been nice at all. I think ultimately we got lucky catching that short there because it moved quite nicely. It moved down quite nicely. It didn't really stutter too much. Little bit of stuttering here, but nothing, spectacular. You can hold that, right? But it wasn't like it was up and then down and up and then down and up and down, up and down. The actual candles themselves kind of glided a bit easier down. So it was a bit of a better move. Again, yeah, the buyers are trying to looks very rangy, doesn't it? But look at this. This is weird again. I'm very curious here. Like on the top of this range, this black line here, look, we got sell volume coming in rather than seeing stops get hit. We actually have sellers adding at the top of the range where their stop losses are. They were adding rather than getting out. So that is quite I don't know what to make of it. It just means sellers, those particular sellers were very adamant, I guess. So I would still be more short because the sellers seem to be, the fact that they're willing to add rather than get out is a sign that maybe they're going to be more aggressive. So I wouldn't be completely against potentially shorting again here and having a stop just above that high. Let's just see what these sellers do. I might go in short again. 60. Yeah, all right, why not? Let's go short. We'll put a stop above and let's see if we can no take profit really. We'll just see if we can extend further down, maybe back down to these kind of lows. Let's have a look. We put that as a take profit. Make this a bit bigger so I can always click exit should I need to. Again, so the only reason I've gone in short is because of these sellers here who were willing to add rather than get stopped out. If they're doubling down, all right, fine. They're clearly they're not going to give up that easily. Like, don't get me wrong, buyers are also, but it kind of makes sense for buyers to buy here, right? Makes more sense, buyers are trying to push it up. We've come back into the range. They're trying to buy, but that's fine. As long as sellers remain aggressive, as sellers are being aggressive in areas where you would expect them to get out of the market, they might continue being aggressive even, at bad prices down here. If we get down there, they might continue being aggressive and actually get this market to extend. So it's just a little bit interesting that they were that aggressive. So we can jump in short and let's see if we can take out that low and if buyers give up or what the deal is. But it might be a little bit choppy while we're still in that kind of range area. But we got to stop. We got our TP at the bottom. I could probably move that TP. How do I do that? You know what? Let's just cancel it and then just manually do it like that. There we go. Beautiful. All right. Nice. No nice markets. We might have to revert to value area high and value area lows. Yeah. I would say, if you're trying to trade low volume nodes, these buyers came in very aggressive, by the way. I want to see them get knocked out quickly. I don't want to see them do well. Sorry, yeah. There's just not much to lately for low volume nodes really. So I'm more going to focus on different kind of areas to trade on. But I'm fully focusing just on footprint. Um, Literally just footprint trading and basic highs and lows where you expect stops and take profits to be. Until the market becomes a bit better, that's good. Yeah, I want to get below there. Very nice. Good, good. Let's squeeze that bastard out. Come on. Hi Sammy. In this level we have point of control, previous days, point of control. Interesting. Let's have a look. Well, let's have a look. Previous day, point of control. I have it a bit higher up, the point of control for previous day. I have it up here. I have it a bit higher. Oh, we just took out the low. Freaking hell. That went quick. Didn't even notice. Okay. Didn't see what actually happened here. It would have been good to see. Oh, that happened super quick. Come on, man. Didn't even notice. All right, we took out that low. I really didn't see what happened here. Like, what did the number spike to? And then because it closed at 93, but if that went all the way up to like 300 and then went back down to 93, that's not great, right? For the sellers, because that means a big chunk of buyers came in. So it's very important to see it in real time what actually happened at those areas, so you can gauge the aggression of the other side. But I will hold it for a bit because it's still positive. Sellers are still willing to come back in. Bit of buying coming in, but nothing spectacular. Come on. Want to get below that 40. And I want to see sellers keep adding. They're slowly, they're not adding that much right this second, but give them a few more seconds. They might be willing to come in. Buyers are buying it up. I need to see these numbers get more into the sell side quickly. They're a bit better, but it's not massive chunks either. Buyers are moving it in bigger chunks. Oh, 70. Don't like that. Yeah, it doesn't look like it looks like we might just rotate up again potentially. Unless sellers can come in now. Minus 50, minus 70, but they're not doing much damage here. No, it doesn't look good. Better get out. Damn. Can I click this exit? Oh, there's a big chunk of sellers. See if they can hold it. I won't get out just yet. Depends what these guys do. Nah, they're getting out. Yeah, so it would have been better to see exactly what happened here when we hit it. Unfortunately, I missed it. But yeah, you just saw the sellers were just not really putting it on. And then the buyers came back in, which is rotating back up. What can you do? And now there's a big chunk of sellers that came out, got stopped. But then sellers are willing to come back in higher up. So it's the same. We're still very much in a range by the look of it. Yes, we had a small, tiny breakout, but nothing spectacular. We still have, unfortunately, their sellers have exited. So people who were with me in that little short there, a lot of them got out, but we do still see sellers defending and jumping in. So you could again jump in for a short and go for another round potentially. See if we can break through this time. And then we can have our stop again just above, the range. See if we can do it this time. You never know. Might work. Sometimes it just takes another rotation, just build up a bit more momentum and then it can drop. But other times you just get, unfortunately, those little failures, So let's see, 93, 100 sellers are adding, which is good. Potentially some of those buyers getting out. I want to see sellers keep adding, 80, good. Let's see if they can make the move happen now. Because they're still aggressive sellers that just weren't aggressive enough near the lows to truly break through. That was all that was missing, you know? To get that break, they need to be willing to short lower down. They just weren't, as a whole, sellers just weren't willing to short much here, unfortunately. So we just couldn't break it, and buyers were able to take that little bit of control. But they were aggressive higher up, and they managed to bring it back down again. So it all comes down to these lows. If we want to break through here, we've got to see these numbers keep getting bigger, but in chunks, we're just sort of hovering around 150, 130, 140. There's no big chunks coming in, 150, 170. I want to see there's a big chunk, just boom, 100. Beautiful. 60, 80, 100. You see those chunks coming in like in bigger chunks? That's a bit better. But they instantly got absorbed by some buyer. Because look at that. Look at those numbers. They were what? We were over 100. And instantly we're back to -10. So some big buyer has come in here. So sellers now need to keep adding and get below that buyer in this area here. There's a big buyer in this area. We need to get below him, squeeze him out, give up, and then we got it. But sellers are still adding a bit, but that buyer is still coming in. So this is where it matters. So essentially, I'm going to have my finger on exit, because if that buyer looks like he might win, you want to just get the hell out, because you're just going to rotate back up again. But you never know. Sellers might just take it. So we're going to keep our finger on exit. Oh, there we go. Sellers look like they are breaking. Oh, no, the buyer's still there. They're not giving up yet. We need to get below them. There it is. Beautiful. All right, they did it. Well done. We're about to hit TP, I think. So come on. It's going to one tick me now. It's literally, what is my TP? I don't even know. My TP are, okay, the low's down there. That's not too bad. So somewhere here's my TP. Right there somewhere. I think it can do it. It can do it. Come on. Oh, are you kidding me? Dude. I'm getting ready to exit, because this is the worst when it gets like one ticks you. Look at all these buyers coming in. Get below them. Come on. Don't be a dick for a tick. Just TP me for once. There we go. All right. Crisis might be averted here. Can they do it? Can the sellers just push it down a few more points? Come on. -10. Oh, big chunk of buyers again. Come on. I really want to hold it just to the TP, but this is not looking good. I don't like how these buyers keep coming in. It really isn't looking great, but they can do it. I mean, sellers are just being a little bit lazy. I know they will get it down there. It's just, when are they going to do it? Are we going to rotate a little bit up again and then finally get down there? I don't know. Here we go. Come on. You're a point away. Dude. Come on. Just one little push. Any second now. Here it is. Oh, are you kidding me? There it is. Come on. You've basically touched the TP. 100. Come on. Don't allow that buyer to. That's it. There we go. All right, we're in. We're out. Even. We've TP'd. Good. Always remember to cancel the buy stop as well. Don't want to accidentally be triggered into a buy because you forget it. But yeah. All right, let's look at the chat again. LDN, I'm assuming London Edge. Yeah, I'm betting this is high on day. What's risk reward? Nice. Sam, have you considered trading NQ but using ES footprint? Just a thought, since ES has more reliable volume. A few people do that, to be fair. That is, I've heard a lot of people do that. But the problem is when they diverge, it becomes a bit problematic. Do you know what I mean? If the ES and NQ are very kind of similar on that day, you can absolutely do it for the most part. But when they diverge, then it's well, it's tough to do, isn't it? You know, Sammy, I'm looking at NQ market as well, and interestingly, almost every move I'm buying and selling or describing on the ES is also happening on the NQ also. ZT, this is NQ, sorry. Today I am trading the NQ. This is the Nasdaq. So it's not the ES today. We are NQing it. That's super amazing. Let's hope I'm super excited. Awesome. I think it will claim 24,950. Let's see where 950, what is at 950? I'm assuming that low. Yeah, it could very well do it. The thing is, it's very hard to predict longer term moves. So far, the sellers seem to be very good. They're, getting to every kind of significant low, and then buyers come back in, try to buy it up, and then sellers push it back down. So I think absolutely, I wouldn't be surprised. There's a few more little areas it's got to get through. To get to 24,950, it has to break through. So the area we just TP'd at, this low, and then it has to break through this little low here, and then maybe even this one here, this little tiny one, and then eventually it will get there. So it has a few more, but everything is a domino effect, right? It's all a domino effect. It could reverse right here and start, take out the high of the day. It's possible. It all comes down to, are sellers still happy to keep shorting it every time we get a bit of a pullback? And are they, in order to break these lows, sellers have to be happy to be more aggressive and short it more aggressively than buyers are willing to buy at the low? And that's always a big ask in general. Do you know what I mean? Because naturally, if you're a seller in this market, you're going to be more interested in shorting it after a bit of a pullback like here, because it's a better price, right? It feels more natural to short it on a pullback than short it at the low, where a lot of people are probably taking profit. So it's always a big ask. That's why, that's essentially why support and resistance exists. It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, essentially. But if they can keep doing that, like they managed, they failed. So originally we got in short here somewhere, right? And then it failed to break this low, right? Sorry, let me draw it on trading view. We got in short originally like here somewhere. And then we got down to these lows, and you just saw the sellers just weren't willing to kind of add enough volume to really break through. And then buyers were able to take over a bit, but then sellers were happy to be aggressive up here again. Then we got in short again. And this time round, they were willing to short lower down. They managed to break through. So it's a domino effect. So it's very hard to kind of predict, will it get to here? I mean, so far, yeah, like probability is probably, I don't see why sellers will all of a sudden stop. We're kind of, there's a lot of confluences telling us that this is a downward market now, at least in the short term. We had a push down, bit of consolidation, another push down. This is like the first kind of pullback, you could say. And then, I can imagine a lot of sellers want to come in again and then go in for another leg. So yeah, it could absolutely happen, but nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is kind of, what I'm saying is that it's not written yet. Do you know what I mean? Everything is a domino effect. One thing has to happen for the next thing to happen. And as long as those things happen in order, you will, the market will go there. But for example, if sellers just decide as a whole, they're not really interested in shorting anymore, Imagine there was, a few of whoever started these moves down. Imagine if they're just happy and done for the day. Big institutions saying, yeah, okay, we made our money, we're good. We're not really interested in shorting it anymore. And they just stop selling. Buyers will have a better chance of pushing this up. Do you know what I mean? Because the sellers are not interested anymore. There's no sellers in the market, right? And then we'll never get to those lows. We're always going to be, unfortunately, until sellers are willing to come back in. Now, you mentioned that's usually the same bots algorithm placing trades across different markets, but the way you're describing the price action, it seems like it's actually big traders battling it. Absolutely. It's always going to be big traders battling it. Everything you see in the market is always big, always the big boys. They're constantly fighting with each other. They're, and a lot of it is bots and algorithms, of course. So, but it's essentially the same thing happening over and over. But it's a little bit calmer today. Today is the first day in a while the market's been a bit better. There's been a bit more clarity, a bit more, people kind of agree shorting is kind of a bit better right now. Because when the sellers come in, the buyers do give up. They kind of, all right, they admit defeat. And you can see, they're admitting defeat. As soon as we took out that low, you can see buyers getting out. All right, fine. Buyers are still trying to come back in here and there. But for the most part, and the way the candles are moving, it's not that bad. It's not as bad as it was, yesterday. Well, I didn't see yesterday, but day before, that was some terrible market, some really, really nasty market, because there was just no one agreed with anything. Sammy, if you draw fixed volume profile of all session open to close 6817 is previous day point of control. Asia high liquidity, best sell here. Okay, I see what you're saying. Mohammed. Fixed volume profile for all sessions. Okay. So this is the session volume profile, right? So this is from the beginning of the session of all sessions, the beginning of the day, I should say, to currently where we're at. Point of control is there, but this would be today. So yesterday's, again, this is from the beginning of yesterday to the end of the day. That was the point of control. So I think, yeah, I get what you're saying now, Mohammed. Sorry. I thought where we were back there, that was the point of control of today, yeah. I know you are focusing on footprints, but I overlay a fib graph locally to just get another perspective. Absolutely, Mark. We broke through. They broke through nicely. Look at that. Exactly where you would expect sellers to come back in. They came back in and just broke through. Wow. Fair play. It looks like, who said it? Was it Sam? Looks like 24,950 might be achieved. I think it'll be achieved definitely be achieved. I mean, we're so close to it now. But yeah, no, it's good to, use different things, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you've identified you have an edge with, by all means, use it. It's not a bad thing. But even on other days when you're trading ES, that seems to be the case. Absolutely, ZT. It does. Here comes a push for 950. Exactly. Like I said, they just got to break this tiny little low now, and then this is the 950 low, the proper low. And I think there you're going to see the most amount of volume. I think most sellers are going to be happy to get out here, because these are like smaller lows. We didn't really see anything. I'd be surprised if buyers were going to buy heavily at that low, because that was just like a little tiny tick. But yeah, it looks like it's going to happen now. Sid, how are you? Say, Sammy, sorry, bro, been missing so many streams recently due to sleep. Hope trading has been all right this week. Oh, all good, man. It's all good. Sleep away. I know you're in Australia, man. It's a whole different time zone. You're like on a different planet, you guys. So no, it's all good, man. It's all good. Your short was close to high of day. It was close to the high of day. You're absolutely right. It was. I think I took a short up here. I honestly can't remember where I shorted. I've taken 2 shorts or 3 shorts today. I took a short up here somewhere, and then I took right up here. I took a short, and then I got out somewhere there near those lows. And then I took another one here, got out pretty much a break even, then took another one here and got out here. Yeah, that was it. That was it. So, but yeah, today is a much better day in terms of movement. It's not even the fact that, we've got decent structure today. It's more just how it's moving. We haven't had any sudden crazy jumps anywhere. It hasn't been completely mental. We haven't just had one random candle just decide to shoot up all the way up here and then go back down again. And then, none of this kind of chaotic nonsense that we've had for the last few days. Or this kind of, sideways market where it looks just like a barcode, And when it's moving, it actually moves okay. It moves with a little bit of, not a lot of momentum, but it moves relatively smoothly. So it's been a good market, much better market. Hopefully continues that way. We haven't really had. Okay, so this is nothing really interesting. Yeah, we haven't really had any Trump stuff by the looks of it, which is probably why. Oh, what is this? Oh, criticizes NATO. Okay, that's fine. No one cares about that. So we did have some stuff from Iran. Our delegation will head to peace talks in Islamabad. Okay, again, but we kind of know that they're talking. There's been no major upset, nothing out of the ordinary, and it seems that Trump has been relatively quiet today. So the market's been a lot calmer and nicer, thankfully. I miss the calm markets, man. I'm telling you, anyone who's starting trading around this time, they must think like this is must really be struggling. I would hate to have started my trading journey in 2026 because it's been an absolute shit show of a year in terms of like the market. So man, when I started trading, the markets were so calm. Don't get me wrong, there was volatility, but it was different. It was just different. That they were nice. Hell of a lot easier to trade as well. Now, I mean, this is a very nice calm market. Actually, this is kind of almost perfect conditions for the most part. It's a very calm market. It's not moving too quickly. You can actually look at the order flow. You have a few seconds to make decisions. It's very respectful as well in levels. It's good. It's actually a very nice market to trade today. Relatively easy to read as well. I'm impressed. Gives us a bit of faith, gives us a bit of faith that normal days will return and trading will become fun again. Done for the day. I made a bit over 300. Amazing, Sam. Really good stuff. My bet is it claims 950 and reverses a bit. Have a good day, brother. Absolutely. I think I think probably I'll agree with that. I think these lows is where most of the sellers who have shorted are going to take their profit. A lot of sellers are going to get out at these lows, call it a day. There's obviously going to be buyers willing to buy at that low, and we might get a decent pullback, or sellers could just become absolutely mental and double down and push it through. But we'll see when we get there. But I think you're right. I wouldn't be surprised. Coach Z, technical analysis out, Trump tweets in. Yeah, I don't like the Trump tweet markets. Man, I mean, last year was all about the tariffs, if you remember that. Any tariff talk, but that was like it didn't happen every day. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't tariff related stuff every day. It was just once in a while, maybe like once or twice a month, there'll be a little tariff talk, and all of a sudden the market goes a bit crazy. But then for the most part, it was all right. But lately, with Iran and everything, it's just been daily, constantly, you know. Mark says, I have to train myself not to chase in the middle of a trend. Been burned out that way. FOMO issues. That is a tough one, Mark. I'm exactly like you. There are many times where that FOMO kicks in and you're like, but you're right. Never trade the middle. Never, ever trade the middle. Never chase it. Unless, you see something in the footprint that can kind of give you a bit more. But even then, the probability is always better to trade at the extremes. Highs, lows, near the middle is just never the best. There, we got a bit of sell pressure coming in. I think they might break through here because they're willing to short a little bit lower down. But you're looking for that number. Oh no, buyers came back in, minus 49. It went from 120 to minus 14. Well, minus 120 to minus 49. So over 50 buyers came in, 70 or so buyers came in one chunk right there. So we do have still a buyer sitting here, but that was a good chunk of sellers that just came in. So you're looking at how that number changes in real time, 60. Well, down to this one now, 80, 130. You see that big chunk from 80 to 130? There's a big seller right there that was willing to put in a bit of a chunk. That is what you want to see. You want to see chunks of volume come in, You don't want it to trickle. You want it to chunk. So it's never really even that much about the number itself on the footprint. The number itself is, don't get me wrong, it's still important, but it's not actually the main thing you want to focus on. You want to focus on how the number changes will give you a better indication of, the activity. But that was a lot of buyers just came in. They did not take that shit. They trapped that guy very quickly. And look, it looks like sellers have got out. You see how it spiked just above here? We had some sellers get out. So are sellers willing to jump back in? Boom, they're still willing to short at the highs. So sellers are still okay for now. They haven't given up, but that was the first element of buyers being a bit not taking any shit there. So interesting stuff. 80, minus 30, minus 40, minus 50. So it's all like 10, minus 60. Nothing spectacular. Yeah, sellers are a bit dead. They're coming in, but they're a little bit dead, to be honest. They're not as eager as they were before. Minus 15, minus 11, minus 30, minus 40. Okay, so bit of a bigger chunk there. But then buyers have eaten them up very quickly. Buyers came in with a chunk of 35 there. Yeah, the sellers just aren't that. They're not as eager as they were. Look at that. Buyers are way more eager right now. Buyers might actually cause a bit of a proper pullback here. I think sellers aren't as interested in shorting. And again, it makes perfect logical sense, right? Put yourself in the shoes of a seller, right? It's unlikely, this is a significant low, this black line here. Why would you want to short here? Do you know what I mean? Because now you're betting that it has to break that significant low. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to do, right? So you're just not going to be that interested in shorting near that low. Do you know what I mean? And that's why so many times you'll see in the market, it happens. The market will get very close to a low and then reverse because it just didn't have that. Like the closer you get to a low, the more sellers it requires to actually get to that low. Do you know what I mean? Like the higher up we are, it doesn't require that many sellers, from here, for example, it won't require that many sellers to push the market back down to these lows. But it's going to require a lot more sell pressure in this area to get it that little bit more extra. That's why the market can be so annoying sometimes, but it's just down to logic, really. And again, the moment we retraced a little bit, I didn't quite see what happened here, but we took out that high. You can see some stops were hit. Buyers are still coming in. Sellers are just not that interested in shorting right now, but they probably will be interested a bit higher up. If we revisit these kind of areas here, maybe even the point of control, I can imagine sellers will be, again, much more interested in shorting the market. So oil is back above 100. Damn it. I don't want to hear that. Cost of living crisis we are in. Frickin', it cost filled up my car the other day. I think it was like 140 pounds or something to fill up. Bear in mind, I already had fuel in the car. It wasn't like it was completely empty, the tank. It's just insane, man. Absolutely insane. Yeah. Expensive. Need to go electric. It is getting ridiculous, man. I think it's like I'm assuming you're in the UK, London Edge, because of the London part. I've seen like £1.90. I want to say like 93 or so was like the most I saw per litre. Madness. You need a small bank loan to fill up your car. Honestly, man. It's insane. It's just completely mental. 189 where you are. Yeah, that's about. There's a petrol station not far from here. It's about 189. It's around that price. It's going to hit £2. You just know it will. And the thing is, once it hits those numbers, it never goes back down. It will go down a little bit. But once people start getting used to petrol being 189, they just kind of accept it. Do you know what I mean? Because I remember back in the days, I'm talking a couple of years ago, whenever, fuel kind of cost the same across all petrol stations. Like give or take a penny or two, there was a little bit of a difference. Of course, on motorways, it was always more expensive. But as a whole, fuel was kind of the same price roughly. You might save a couple of pennies here and there, but nothing spectacular. And then what was it? I can't remember exactly what it was, but something happened and fuel went really high up again. Or it went really expensive for a while. And then everything calmed down and it did drop a bit, the cost of petrol. But there was every petrol station all of a sudden had different prices. You would see one that was like 160 a litre. Another person will be like 150 a litre. And there'll be a big difference between different petrol stations all of a sudden. And there'll be such a weird variety of prices. And I feel like that's going to happen even more so. Once everything stops and calms down again, some petrol stations will be able to drop it a bit. It might go back to like 160, 170, but there'll still be ones that charge 185. And people will just pay it now, It's about $5 a gallon here in Southern California, $3.50 a gallon in Texas. I'm telling you, enjoy that cheap fuel, guys. To be fair, in America, you drive a lot more. You do drive a hell of a lot more. Like going to your local shop is like a road trip for us here in Europe. So, Coach, for support and resistance, do you prefer to target today's high, low, and then as a backup target the previous day high, low? It's always better to be in the present than yesterday. I'm trying to find a best strategy for support and resistance. New Mexico, $3.30. Oh, $3.30 for a gallon as well. Eric, good question. So previous day highs and low do matter. They genuinely do. They are actually very significant levels. But when you have like an inside day like what we got today, we're never going to, realistically speaking, we're nowhere near the high and low of yesterday. Then, yeah, you can look at the support high and low of the day, but also just where significant, I would say when it comes to support and resistance, especially as a scalper, if you're more intraday swing trader, yeah, you want to look for, the obvious ones, highs and lows of the day. But if you're like a scalper like me, anywhere where there was clear kind of movement, here was like a clear kind of movement up, this is significant. Here there was a clear movement up, this is significant. Here there was a clear movement up, it's significant. So it doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to jump in for a buy at these areas just blindlessly, but I want to see what happens in the footprint at those areas. Our sellers, the question I'm always going to ask myself is simple. When we get to these lows, is A, are sellers still willing to short? That's a big question. Are sellers still willing to short? Because if they're not willing to short at the low anymore, we're not breaking that low. We just won't break it. There's no volume to break it, right? They have to keep wanting to short. B, are buyers willing to jump in? Now, you're generally always going to see buyers at lows and sellers at highs. That's always going to be the case, right? So B, are buyers willing to jump in? Generally, yeah. And if so, how aggressive, right? And what you're trying to look for is if sellers are willing to be more aggressive than buyers at the low, we're going to break that low. There's a good chance we're going to break it, But if sellers don't come in, just they're not willing to short and they're waiting for a better price higher up before they jump in again, it's just not going to happen, Like literally what we had here, buyers were just a little, just more eager. And I said it, I think when we were around here somewhere, I was saying it live. I think it was here actually. Right here, I was saying, sellers just weren't they didn't really look like they wanted it more. They were coming in a little bit, but they were trickling in. They weren't coming in big chunks. You didn't see like 40, 50 contracts in one go just get executed. You just saw, it went from like minus 40 to minus 45 to minus 43, minus 40, like just little trickles of sellers. But there wasn't that real kind of like, aggression coming in. It was loads of little jabs. It wasn't like a power punch, But the buy side, you saw these numbers. They were going from, they were coming in chunks of volume, 40 here, 50 there, 30, like all in one go, just executed. They had that aggression behind them. So it's not always about the final number. It's how you get to that number that matters, And they're still clearly, still at it. And you can only see that in real time, unfortunately. So like if you're looking at the number, you see it's 19. So let's look at that. 26. So there's a bit of bigger chunk there. 40. Minus 20. So sellers are coming in with 10 to 20 contract chunks. 20 again to 30. To 30 to minus 20. Buyers are also coming in with similar, but buyers just came in with a big chunk there. Do you see what I mean? Buyers are just coming in a little bit more. When they do come in, they're just coming in with bigger chunks than the sellers for now. So it's still not ready yet. It's still not ready. Yes, I see the higher volume. Can you use volume profile at all for a guide since footprint isn't available, or does it lag? Volume profile is good for finding areas where you can trade off. Like, so the point of control is always going to be an interesting one. So where we're coming at now, any kind of low volume node, but we haven't had many of those recently. It's been very kind of shit in the low volume node department. So normally, it's usually better. You find more, but in the last few days, it's just been pointless. So I would stick with significant areas personally. So these highs here will be kind of interesting. Obviously, that high there is very interesting. And even if you don't have the footprint available, what you can do is just look at the candle itself. It's not going to be as accurate, but if you just look at the candle of how it actually jumps, right? Because it can only jump if big volume is placed. So you see how it jumped? You're looking for big jumps, right? You see right now it's just ticking a little bit here and there. You're looking for like, that was a good little jump there. So I'm assuming right there, just how quick it was, there was probably a decent buyer. So let's just quickly turn on the footprint. 43, 60. All right, it wasn't as great, but there was, there was a bit of buy volume that came in there. So you can kind of measure it just from the candle as well. You just don't know the figure. So it's a little bit, it's obviously a lot more difficult to see. But if you don't have the footprint, look at how the candle is jumping rather than just how the candle closes. Candle close is like a self-fulfilling prophecy, because a lot of people have been taught, always look at the candle close. Oh, you see a particular pattern. That means a lot of people are going to enter because of that pattern. And that could affect the market and that can make it move. But there's nothing magical about candle close. Do you know what I mean? There's literally, because look, if the candle decide to close 5 seconds earlier, it could look completely different. There's no magic there. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, candlestick patterns. But what you do want, if you're looking at how the candle's developing, like we saw a bit of speed in that area there, bit of speed right here. So I'm assuming there was a big chunk of volume that came in at once, like in a split second. That means a big buyer. All right, the actual volume was like 60 or something. Wasn't that great on the delta. But that could have been in one go. 60 in one go. Someone could have dropped 60 contracts in one hit. And that is more significant than 100 contracts being trickled in. Do you know what I mean? Because that person is serious. That person is going to defend. They're going to keep adding, keep adding, keep adding. And it's more likely the market's going to go up. So looking at the candles develop in real time is for a scalper is definitely definitely more important. Okay, speed is a great idea. Thank you. You're welcome, Eric. But obviously where it makes sense as well, right? Like if news just came out, obviously, it's going to be quick, but then the whole candle is quick. You're looking for, relatively kind of slow, boring candle, but then just a random quick speed. That's where you want to be like, oh, what happened there? But if it's like a very volatile market and the candle's moving fast up and down constantly, that's just the average speed of that candle then. Do you know what I mean? Of the market. But if the market is quite calm like it is now, it's not really that spectacular, and then you just see like a boom, 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 really quick in a split second, it just jumps. That's interesting. Yeah. So I think it was this guy here. Let's see if we can actually put it down to like one tick and see what happened in that area. Can we see like a large order? Yeah, so it gapped it. So you can see where the market gapped. See how it's all 3, 3, 3, 3. That means all these levels were cleared instantly. So the way TradingView does it is it knows that there were 3, 6, 9, 12. Excuse me. They know there was 15 delta here, right? But because it gapped so quickly, because it moved up so quickly, it doesn't know exactly where all the volume was triggered. So it distributes it evenly across the area where it gapped. So it's all 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So whenever you see that happen on TradingView, basically the market gapped up, which means aggression. So actually TradingViews, which is funny because it should be seen as a flaw in their system almost, it can't really figure out where it was executed, but it can actually give you a hint of where aggression came in. So although it's a flaw, it's not a bad flaw to have. You could definitely spot some good stuff with it. So get it back to 16. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at all that take profits happening, stop losses. See that volume spike right there? That is because we took out that high. Loads of take profits, buyers exiting the markets, buyers are leaving. Some sellers who may have still been in the market getting stopped out, but I would say predominantly that is buyers taking profit. And now we got some fresh sellers coming in, taking this opportunity to short the market, to try and take control again. And now we're really interested, to see if those sellers can keep being aggressive and keep breaking through all the levels essentially. But how long's this been running for? Let's have a look. Yeah. But yeah, I think I'll probably call it a day here, guys. There's still a few things I need to do for Ola Prime work-wise today. But yeah, all in all, market's been very, very good. The market's been very good today, a lot better. Hopefully tomorrow it stays like this as well. And we have a few days of just a nice, calm, easy to trade market, because I am done with the chaotic markets we've had recently. They're just annoying. I prefer to not even trade them at all. Like I haven't touched a cash account trade. I'm a bit annoyed I didn't actually trade anything on a cash account today because it's a very nice market to trade. But what can you do? But everyone watching, thank you all for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow again live. So I hope to see you all there. Thank you all for tuning in. Eric, ZT, Peter, Mark, Coach, Cody, London Edge, everyone who tuned in. Sorry if I didn't mention your name. But thank you all. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great one. Take care.